Alright, it's about 2 a.m. I woke up from a long sleep. I think I slept, I don't know, went to sleep at maybe 9 or so, 8, as soon as I got in the Walmart parking lot. It was painful, even with 3 little tiny aspirins of 80 milligrams each, but it was a little bit better. And then I wake up and feel like stiffness in my intestines. It was kind of like, I felt like things were calcifying. My intestines were they were a little slow to bend. I had to ply them. I had to make them pliable by doing a little twisting and stuff. It's not a good feeling. Things are getting stiff in my intestines from this. I'm gonna get up and walk a little bit. I had to pee and see how stiff things feel. So the way things look for this intestinal pain from the Salmonella infection is getting heat packs and aspirin. Those two are big combaters. And then I want something to fight the infection too, with lemon, something that's liquidy. I did have this probiotics tea from Yogi. I don't know what effect that's had, but it's a good taste, slightly better tasting water, at least something to drink to fight dehydration as well. I'm just so scared of the warnings about how damaging the aspirin can be. I waited till the last minute to have this aspirin. I consumed 3 80 milligram aspirins, and apparently the average dose is 300 milligrams, so I could probably get bigger ones. I got little baby ones just out of fear, but I don't fear as much when the pain is so bad. And I read Cornelius Vanderbilt's biography, and when he died in his 80s, in the 1870s, he suffered intense intestinal pains. He was yelling, and they said he was howling until his very last breath. And I feel like that too. I might have the intestines of an 80-year-old for all I know. I don't think I'm coming back 100% from this, and it's already been damaged. So what do you do? What he couldn't figure. I guess he couldn't figure out how to best deal with the pain himself. He was a richest tycoon in the 1880s, and yet he died in all kinds of pain in his gut because he had no great solution. He tried electrical. I was thinking electrical too, maybe electrical shock therapy for the intestines. Because magnets don't work, so could I really expect electrical shock therapy to work too if magnets don't? Magnets would be a precursor. If magnets can work, electrical shock therapy can certainly work. But if magnets don't work, then I wouldn't count on it. I guess I'd have to. And they had aspirin. I mean, aspirin wasn't really bottled and sold until after he died, I think. Didn't aspirin come out in the 1880s? I forget. That's something to look at. After this pain, I got some questions. I got to be prepared for... Because this is something that's like a pain that comes out not just from salmonella poisoning, but eating something that's chemical, eating something that's... or just getting a flu in general, maybe even a cold. There's multiple ways for my intestines to seize up. I need to be better prepared. Heat packs and aspirin are my two best options right now. I wonder if I should have some apple cider, if I can find the glass containers to maybe further clean things out. And then absolutely probiotics. I think whenever I have intestinal pain, it's got to be standard that I make it follow it up with probiotics in some way. The yogurt, that tea which I had, the tea during the pain. And it had a little caffeine, I guess 10 milligrams each pouch. I had 2 pouches. But I don't really have a well-known solution, because this doesn't exactly seem to be studied. I did read that there was, I mean, there are studies. It's just, I don't think having access to them is very effective, because there was a study about the Tylenol versus the disease, my intestinal disease, the bacteria or the virus or whatever it is, staph. It fights. It does. It's like aspirin doesn't exactly fight certain aspects of the sac. What the heck is the name of the disease? It doesn't really fight all aspects of it or something, but it doesn't really aid it either. So I found that interesting. So of course everything is sensitive to the touch. Everything all around. Not up here, if that's even visible. Not sensitive on the upper parts, more sensitive on the lower regions, more sensitive around the belly button area. Oh yeah, very sensitive around the belly button area when I push down. Right, so the only kind of pain I'm feeling right now is very manageable. Alright, so I was reading the guidelines on the internet about consuming these aspirins. This is about the size that it mentioned. You could have one of this size every 6 hours. They said 1 or 2 actually, but I think 1 should probably be good enough. This is something I'd probably want to break up the pills, because that is a bit of a big dose. Alright, I just gotta say, my gut, I can't hide how fat I am. Alright, it's really bloated out from all the swelling and stuff. And it's painful, but it's not like such a dull ache that I need aspirin to cover up the pain now. It's a much better condition. And I gotta say, I kind of relish this type of pain. I like it because it reminds me of muscle soreness. And I always liked feeling that muscle soreness. And I really wish I could jump up and down. I can't out in this parking lot because it'll draw attention to myself, and yeah, people might call the cops or something. Happens way too much. The people call cops on the stupidest of things. But maybe I'll look for a bathroom stall where I can do some jumping up and down, so I can really, I feel the pain. Every movement I make, I feel like something that's giving me some pain. Alright, I feel a trampoline would be really, really nice to have right now, just to feel that pain. I couldn't jump really fast or hard, but I could shake it up. I kind of like a mild shaking, because it's painful. If I do it too much, then it gets way too painful. But just a little bit of pain, actually, it feels kind of good. But the dull ache that I experienced yesterday was really bad. It was just like, it was so agonizing. It was like being on fire. It's like somebody just kind of setting me on fire and I'm slowly dying. Alright, so this pain is, it's still sapping energy, but not as fast. So that's pretty good. I can walk and reserve a little more energy for that activity.